this feeling. You've consumed the self-help content. You've highlighted the passages, taken the notes, maybe even paid for the courses. You've applied the techniques, and yet you're still stuck in the same patterns. Here's what I want to tell you first. This isn't your fault. But the reason why will shake how you understand transformation completely. The broken belief is simple. Self-help doesn't work because you haven't worked hard enough. You haven't pushed far enough. You haven't had enough discipline. The narrative you've accepted is this: there's something wrong with you that needs to be overcome. And the way to overcome it is through force, willpower, grinding, fighting against your nature until you win. I know you've tried this. Most people have. And I know how it feels when it fails. You start strong. You're motivated. You're crushing it for 3 weeks. Then something shifts. The resistance gets heavier. Your willpower depletes. And slowly, you sink back into the patterns you hate. The thing nobody tells you is this: the real reason self-help fails isn't because you're weak. It's because you're working with a framework that's fundamentally broken. Western self-help is built on a single assumption: that you are a broken machine. Your patterns are the malfunction. Your desires are the enemy. Your nature is the obstacle. So the fix, according to this framework, is simple. Overcome yourself. Fight harder. Have more discipline. Become someone different. This sounds motivating when you read it. It feels powerful. But here's what I've found after studying both Western psychology and Eastern philosophy for 20 years. This framework creates a civil war inside you. You cannot win a war against your own nature. And when you try, when you push against what you are with discipline and willpower, you don't transform. You exhaust. Think about it for a second. The energy required to fight yourself is enormous. You're using willpower to suppress impulses. You're using discipline to override desires. You're using force to bend yourself into a shape you think you should be. This isn't change. This is violence against yourself. And violence always requires maintenance. That's why the results never stick. You're not failing because you're not disciplined enough. You're failing because the entire framework treats transformation as a battle you wage against yourself. And battles are exhausting. Even if you win a few skirmishes, eventually you lose the war because you can't sustain that level of force indefinitely. Your system breaks down. Your willpower depletes. You collapse back into the patterns. But that's not all. There's something deeper here, something the ancient masters understood that we've forgotten. The hidden reason Western self-help fails is this: it treats you as separate from your change, like there's a you and a your patterns and their opponents. But here's what Taoist philosophy reveals, and this will change how you see transformation forever. You aren't separate from your patterns. You are your patterns. Your habits, your impulses, your desires. They're not foreign invaders. They're expressions of your system. And when you try to change through force, you're not fixing the system. You're creating internal conflict within a unified system. The Taoist approach is completely different. Instead of seeing yourself as broken and needing to be overcome, it sees you as a system that's out of alignment, not broken, misaligned. And the way you realign a system isn't through force. It's through awareness and adjustment. Small shifts, following the grain of what you already are, but directing that grain toward what you actually want. There's a term for this: Wu Wei, non-action, or more accurately, action without forcing. It sounds passive when you first hear it, but it's not passive at all. It's the most effective action possible. It's the difference between pushing a river and learning to swim with the current. The river doesn't stop flowing because you push harder, but if you stop fighting the river, suddenly its power becomes your power. You move with a force that's already there. This is what transformation actually looks like when you stop fighting yourself. You don't become a different person through discipline. You become more yourself, more aligned, more efficient. Your energy isn't spent in internal warfare. It's freed for actual growth. But here's the crucial part that most people miss. The Taoist framework doesn't remove the work. It removes the resistance. And when you remove the resistance, the work becomes sustainable. It becomes something you do because it aligns with who you are, not something you force yourself to do despite who you are. Let me show you how this changes everything. In Western self-help, you identify a bad habit. Let's say you want to stop scrolling your phone before bed. The Western approach tells you to use willpower. Delete the app, put the phone in another room, override the urge through discipline. Some people do this successfully, but they're fighting the urge every single night. It's exhausting. The urge is always there, and they're always resisting it. With the Taoist approach, you ask a different question. Why does the urge exist? Usually, it's meeting a need, stimulation, escape, avoidance of silence. Instead of fighting the urge, you address the misalignment. Maybe you're understimulated during the day. Maybe you're avoiding something. Maybe you need a transition ritual before sleep. You work with the system's needs, not against them. And when you do, the urge doesn't disappear through force. It dissolves through alignment. Notice the difference here. One approach creates a hero narrative. I overcame my weakness. The other creates a different narrative. I understood what I actually needed, and the problem solved itself. One exhausts you, one educates you. This is the second layer of what Western self-help gets wrong. It's not just that the framework creates internal conflict, it's that it teaches you to see transformation as something that happens to you through force, rather than something that unfolds as you align. You become dependent on willpower. You become dependent on the external framework telling you what's right. You never learn to trust your own system. And this has massive implications for your actual life. When the book ends, when the course finishes, when the motivation fades, what do? If you've been trained to transform through force, you have no internal compass. You just wait for the next book, the next course, the next motivational hit. You become an addict of self-help, constantly seeking external frameworks because you've never learned to work with your own system. But when you understand how transformation actually works, when you learn to recognize resistance, to notice misalignment, to adjust your direction instead of forcing your will, something shifts. You stop needing someone else's framework. You develop your own internal wisdom. You become anti-fragile, not because you're more disciplined, but because you understand how systems actually change. So here's what I need you to understand. The reason you haven't transformed isn't because you lack discipline. It's because you've been working with a broken framework. You've been trying to change through force when transformation actually requires alignment. You've been fighting yourself when the real work is understanding yourself. This doesn't mean you become passive. It means you become intelligent. You stop wasting energy on internal warfare and start directing that energy toward actual evolution. You stop reading self-help books that tell you to overcome your nature. You start learning practices that teach you to align with your nature and direct it consciously. The ancient masters understood something we've forgotten in our rush toward productivity and optimization. The deepest transformations don't happen through force. They happen through yielding, not yielding to dysfunction, but yielding to reality as it actually is. And when you yield to reality, reality becomes your ally instead of your enemy. Most people will read this and nod along. They'll think it makes sense intellectually, but they'll keep buying the next self-help book that promises them willpower and discipline. They'll keep fighting themselves, and they'll keep failing in the same way. But you, if you're still watching this, you have the awareness now to do something different. You can stop fighting. You can start aligning. And when you do, you'll understand why the ancient Taoist masters seem to accomplish so much without ever appearing to strain. The work starts by noticing where you're forcing. Today, spend 5 minutes just observing. What are you pushing against? What habit are you fighting? What version of yourself are you trying to overcome through willpower? Don't try to change it yet. Just notice. That awareness is where everything begins. If this helped, hit like, subscribe, and keep it simple. See you tomorrow.